All right, going live here. I'm going to see if anyone can type in here and let me know if you can hear me or see me. This is the first time I'm going live. Just wanted to see if we could get this thing going. And I think especially tonight, what's going on with Dogecoin and crypto assets, this was a good time to do it. So if you can see me, if you're here, let me know and type it in. Yes to both. Okay, this works. Uh, you know, uh, my background is, and I can see and I can hear you guys too. Oh, this is awesome. So, my my day job, many of you know, is I'm a high school history teacher. So a lot of this YouTube I've been doing now for about the last year and a half, and I initially started it up when coronavirus started up. By the way, I'm going to show you the Doge chart. I think that'll be better while I'm talking. Uh, and then it quickly went into stimulus talk, and now it's Doge, and so none of this is really my background, but I do have a master's in instructional technology, so I figured I'd teach this to myself. So this is my first time using OBS Live. I know I'm at about a 5-second delay for you guys, but I figured this was a good time to talk about Doge because if you all are watching what's going on with Dogecoin, you have to be a little worried right now. And I'm going to share with you a couple of scenarios of what's possible, just so you are aware of it. Because as I've been watching it too, I wasn't worried at first. I'm still not worried ultimately, but there's something that's going on that's slightly concerning, and it has nothing to do with Dogecoin. It has everything to do with Bitcoin. Bitcoin runs the crypto asset market. And if you watched my video from earlier today, I said there was really three things that you needed to focus on when it came to crypto assets. The first thing is we'll say the news, right? If it's good news or bad news, okay? That's one of the things because remember, crypto assets, they're not companies, so they don't have financial papers. They don't have quarterly earning reports. But if the news is good, it'll go up. If it's bad, it'll go down. The other thing you have to watch out for is consolidation and what do we call paper hands, people selling off. The third thing is the concern right now, and that is the bull market versus the bear market. Because when you have a bull market, let me go to Bitcoin's chart here. Let me go to a 2-year chart for Bitcoin. This is Yahoo Finance. I'm not really a fan of Yahoo Finance, but I don't want to use my Robinhood one because my financials are on there. But you can see what happens. Actually, let me go to a 5-year. You can see what happens when you have a bull run, right? So Bitcoin had a bull run around 2017, and it just skyrocketed. Then it had bear. Then it had bull. So the thing is, if you run into a bear market with crypto assets, it can get pretty severe. And Bitcoin is the leading crypto asset that decides whether or not every other crypto asset will fall into a bear market. And there are some analytics out there that are suggesting that Bitcoin, it didn't do it earlier today, but as the day kept going on, it actually pushed down past a threshold that would be an indicator that the crypto asset market is moving into a bear market, which would mean, in my opinion, that Bitcoin, going back to the larger chart here, that Bitcoin wouldn't fall to 34,000, but it could actually fall to around 15,000, which would be a massive drop. Now, it doesn't mean Bitcoin's over. It just means you see the sort of drop that we saw the last time it happened, right? Bitcoin was up to around 19,000 and it fell to around 3. Bitcoin was up to around 60,000. It can fall down to around 15,000. Okay. The indicators were in that Bitcoin actually just fell through that point. Now, this was the hope as Bitcoin was crashing down that it would somehow rebound off of that crash. Now, you can see what's been happening here in the last moments. Bitcoin was down to 33,000 and now it's up to 34,000. It just climbed 1,000 in about, man, what is that? 10 minutes? So the hope from anyone who's holding crypto assets right now is that this is Bitcoin trying to get out of this free fall right now. It doesn't mean that it's over, because if this isn't the climb out and then it starts plummeting back down, all indications would be that the crypto asset market is in fact reaching into a bear market, which the futures of Bitcoin, it would go down to 15,000. What does that mean for Dogecoin? One of the very first videos I put out about Dogecoin is what is the 3-year projection? So the 3-year projection, the low was 17 cents. My 1-year projection. In the 1-year projection, the low was 17 cents and the high was $3. If we go into the bear market, we're going to be close to the 17-cent mark. Now, Dogecoin is going to resist this incredibly, just so you know. Dogecoin has one of the most active crypto asset participants out of any crypto asset out there right now. The social media on Dogecoin is incredible. So they're going to resist it, and they're going to resist it at 30 cents, 29 cents. They're going to resist it at 25 cents. So I don't think we're going to hit the 17-cent mark. But what I'm just trying to say is be prepared for that. Now, I can let you know, I'm not looking at anyone's comments yet. I'll answer questions in a moment. I can let you know I'm holding throughout. So if it goes to 17 cents, I'm totally prepared for that. But this is going to be completely driven by Bitcoin, not by Dogecoin. So if Bitcoin cannot make it out of this, and you see right now, look at the chart, right? I think you guys can see it. It's starting to turn back down a little bit. If Bitcoin cannot make itself out of this and it keeps tracking downward, just be prepared that crypto assets are entering into that bear market phase, at which point Dogecoin would likewise be able to dip into the teens, 17 cents to 19 cents. Again, it's going to find a lot of resistance in doing so, or Bitcoin will find its way out. This is Ethereum. Ethereum's chart, by the way. Ethereum's gonna follow the same suit, by the way. They're beholden to Bitcoin right now as well. They're not the leaders in anything. So I wanted to bring that to you. Now, if Bitcoin can make it out of this, if it can turn back up, if somehow this down can kind of come up and get out of here, then it means that we might not have to worry about that. But it crossed that threshold a while ago. It crossed the bear threshold. I mean, people who are, far smarter than me, who do kind of chart analytics, have determined that was already the case. I'm not too worried about it. If Dogecoin goes to 17 cents, I'm basically going to save up whatever I have and invest, because these markets, when they run like this, yes, the high is awesome and then the low comes, and then the high is awesome and then the low comes, and then the high is awesome. So I'm going to be prepared for that, but I wanted to make sure that you guys were as well. So we're going to watch Bitcoin carefully here and see if it can make that upward turn. Dogecoin is doing an awesome job. I know this is Dogecoin. I know Dogecoin seems like it's been just struggling, but there's a lot of fight going on here, so I like to see that. All right, I'm going to go to comments here and see if I can answer some questions, if you guys have any. Answer the question. Yeah, Doge has been down all weekend. Yeah, so Doge experienced some dramatic gains this last week. Again, Yahoo Finance is not the best here, but it was down to around 28, 29 cents, and then it went up to 40, 43 cents within days. That kind of gain right there is just a sick gain for anything. It doesn't matter what it is, a stock, it doesn't matter. So we always knew there was going to be consolidation, and the consolidation occurred. The consolidation should have stopped at around 37 cents, but now we're down to 33 cents. And we're down to 33 cents on Bitcoin is what we're down to. But this is, 30, we should be at 37 and we're at 33. So it looks a lot worse than it is. But where it really gets bad is if Bitcoin continues the downward spiral. And so that's where everyone's eyes should be right now, not really Dogecoin. Could what Trump said today be a part of this? He said Bitcoin seems like a scam and is competing with the US dollar. Yeah. Here's the reason why crypto assets aren't a scam, and we're starting to see it right now. It's actually what you're going to find is that the crypto assets are going to get a foothold in a lot of the third world countries first, third, second world countries, because a lot of their currency is not good. Inflation runs rampant through much of our world. We don't really see that so much in the United States of America and Europe, but much of the world sees runaway inflation all the time. And so what you're going to start to see is many countries around the world are going to say, you know what? We can't stop the runaway inflation, but what we can do is we can adopt a crypto asset which is going to hold its value a lot more. And that's what we're starting to see. We're starting to see countries begin to say, we're going to adopt these crypto assets. And Bitcoin's going to be a part of it. Dogecoin's going to be a part of it because they will hold their value. So they're not scams. They have value. But the value is determined by whether or not people put their trust in what it is, just like any currency. But a lot of countries, they don't have much trust in their currency. So Dogecoin or Bitcoin actually hold a lot more value. And if Trump said that, that could be a part of this. That's completely true. I actually didn't listen to his statement on this. I can't afford Bitcoin. Yeah, that's a fact. You can buy, you don't have to buy the whole thing. You can actually just buy little pieces of Bitcoin if you want. So I think you can invest $50 into Bitcoin if you wanted to. I wouldn't suggest investing into Bitcoin at this point, though. Trump probably made the statement that had a guy wait on his mouse pointer to the buy button. Yeah, that's another thing, too, that you got to be careful of is sometimes these markets are forcefully pushed down so that individuals can get in. I just saw another big drop for Dogecoin, so just going to go straight back to Bitcoin's day range here. And yeah, you can see what's happening to Bitcoin. It's coming back down here. So, you know, the fear is that it looked like it was coming back up, right? It went 1,000 up in 10 minutes, and now it's coming back down. And so, you know, I don't want anyone to get afraid or anything. You know, I'm not afraid, and I'm heavily invested into Doge right now, and I'm not selling. I'm not selling my stuff and then like, oh, I'm going to sell, and then if it goes lower, then I'm going to rebuy. You know, that's just simply not what I'm going to do. That's not the way that I do it. But you know, I'm a long-term holder. So if it goes into a little bit of a bear market where it goes down there, I will take advantage of it as I can and wait for it to come back up. But it seems like Bitcoin is hitting that inevitable curve there. Crypto will be heavily regulated in the future. As countries begin to adopt crypto as a legitimate means of transaction, they will decide to regulate it more. That is a fact. But that's a good and a bad thing because it means that they're beginning to accept that it's a part of the culture of the time and a part of their society. And so, yes, the regulation will come along with it. You cannot be over-regulation or else that would be a bad thing. Why is Bitcoin dropping? Bitcoin is dropping only because crypto assets have bull and bear markets. That's it. I mean, there has been some news that's come out that's been a little bit negative towards Bitcoin. The environmental news has been negative towards it. The Tesla news has been negative towards it. The UK news from today was a little bit negative towards it. Obviously, if Trump said something about it today, that's going to be negative towards it. And all of this is compiling on at a moment where investors are scared that it's hitting a bear market anyway. And so, you know, they make that determination and then they begin to sell. Wow, Tyson, 750,000 Doge. You take the cake there. You definitely got more than I do, that's for sure. Yeah, it's going to be fine. Then that's the thing. I know this is sounding a little pessimistic. In the long run, this is going to be fine. And let me go to Bitcoin's 5-year to tell you why. Imagine you had Bitcoin here at 19,000. And man, it was skyrocketing up, you know. A guy named Vin told you to buy it right here when it was 15,000, right? And it went to 19,000. You're like, oh man, this guy got it right. And then all of a sudden it went down, right? It seems terrible, right? But this is reinvestment time. This is like you put in $20, you put in $30, you put in 40, you put in 20, you put in 50, you put in 20, and then all of a sudden it's gonna make its way out of here, because there's no way to stop this. This is going to be a part of the society. It just is. It's, as a historian, I teach my students all the time that throughout history, different things, different medium were used as currency. There was a time when salt was used as currency. Salt. And it was accepted. People legitimately accepted it as currency. People accept whatever is legitimized by society. And right now, this is being legitimized. You can buy basketball tickets using crypto assets. You can buy baseball tickets. I think I even saw there was another sports team that came out today. You can donate using this. So, and then now countries are starting to regulate it. So, it's just a matter of time. If this goes down, it's a matter of time before it goes back up. So yes, if it goes into that bear market, if we're like right here, today speaking, and it goes down into that bear market, just invest the little bits and pieces that you can. These crypto assets aren't going bankrupt. That's just not going to happen. Going back to Doge one day. Yeah, Doge is following Bitcoin right now, but it's at what, 33 cents. So still not bad. Actually, 33 cents is where most of you invested initially. Heard Doge will hit $1 today. I don't know who said that. Yeah, Doge will eventually hit $1. I wouldn't be surprised if eventually Doge one day, in 3 to 5 years hits, $15 or $20. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be surprising to me. I don't think, somebody had asked, do I think that Doge will ever see the numbers that Bitcoin has seen? No, it's not going to see those numbers, because Doge is not designed to be digital gold. That's what Bitcoin's designed to be. It's digital gold. It's not accessible to everybody, which is why it cannot be used as a practical digital currency. If Amazon starts accepting Bitcoin, it's just not a practical digital currency. Not for most people. It'd be like, going to the market and using gold bullion to buy some fish. You're just not going to do it. But Doge becomes practical digital currency. And so, it's not going to hit the value of Bitcoin ever. It's not going to be 35,000, but, is 50, 100, 150 in the future out of question? No. A limit buy set for 30. Let's go. Tosh, I like it. Yeah, if it hits 29, I have to be honest with you, I'm probably going to plug in a little myself. Again, by the way, YouTube, I have to say that I'm not a financial advisor. It's like a part of their bylaws. Even if you are a financial advisor, you still have to say it. If you're a doctor and you're giving medical advice, you have to tell everyone, go check with your own doctor. So if it goes to 29 cents, I'm not saying that you should put everything in, but if you have $20 or $30 or something to put in, boom, and then if it goes to 26, $20, it's going to fly back up through this at some point in the future. So you got the limit order set and go. Can Doge go to 10 cents? I think that would be nearly impossible. Almost impossible. And now nothing's impossible, right? But pretty much there's simply way too many people. I mean, I think Doge is going to resist this as much as it possibly can. It's going to find some great resistance. It's going to find great resistance at the 30-cent mark, of course. 29, 30, it's not going to want to go past that. People are going to buy in like crazy at 29 cents. And then, once it starts dipping down to 27 cents, people are just going to be, through the 20s, people are going to be buying like crazy. Now, if it hits 19, I saw it. I was there a month ago, and some of you might have been with me. The charts don't give due diligence. I think it was this dip right here. Doge went down to like 13 cents because I was watching it late at night. I don't know if anyone else was a part of it, But this chart does not show that. The chart just doesn't do it. Diligence here. It doesn't actually show the reality, which I don't like. It went down to 13 cents. But I was there. I was on Twitter at the time that it was happening with a bunch of other people, and people were just buying like crazy. So can it hit 10 cents? I don't think so. I just don't think so. And I don't think even in a bear market it would hit 10 cents. I think if Bitcoin goes to 15,000, I think Doge goes to 17 to 20 cents. 17 to 20 cents. That's if Bitcoin goes to 15,000. But look at where Bitcoin is right now. It's at 33,400. All right. So if Bitcoin goes into the bear market and it goes down to 15,000, Doge goes to 17 to 20 cents. But look at what just happened. I mean, look at what happened to Bitcoin. It went up 1,000 and then now it's going right back down. And this is the fear. This is the bear market fear. But if you know what's happening, like if you know what's coming up and you know what's going on and you're like, oh, wait a second. Okay. So the crypto asset market run and led by Bitcoin, because it's the leader, is falling into a bear market because that's what crypto asset markets do, mainly because Bitcoin is just doing what it does. And perhaps it's a lot of the bad news. But it falls into this bear market. It's going to go down to around $15,000, which is going to drag Dogecoin to around 17 to 20 cents. But Dogecoin is going to find tons of resistance throughout the 20 cent marks. If I have some money, reinvest as it goes down, be prepared for 17 cent mark. Then when it hits the bottom, it's going to take off like a rocket ship, like an absolute rocket ship. And so when a guy like Elon Musk says to the moon, this could be like, you know, the thrusters firing, but it has to like condense down to the blast off point. You know what I mean? You're either going to be ready for it or not. Now, those people who are scared right now are just going to be selling off, and they're going to, you know, 10 years from now, they're going to tell their children or grandchildren, yeah, I was there, I was in it, but it was, you know, it was too difficult, it was too hard, and I kind of sold off. I wish I didn't, but just be prepared for that, okay? Be prepared for the bear market. Hope for the best. Hope that Bitcoin finds its way out of here and pulls the rest of the crypto asset market up with it. I know as a Doge person, you don't want to be reliant upon Bitcoin, but in some senses we really are right now, at least. But hopefully it pulls its way out of here and it gets out. It gets the heck out of this. That's the hope. But if it doesn't, be prepared for the bear market. And if you're prepared for the bear market, you'll know how to invest correctly. And when it rocket ships off, you'll make the best out of it. If you're not prepared for the bear market, and you're not ready for it, I'd say you might have to move out. You know what I mean? If you're not prepared for it. But, you know, I am. I'm going to stay in. You started from 42. Yeah, 42 is tough. You know, it's harder. There are some people who are holding on who bought at 70 right now. I know there's some people who bought at 64 cents who are holding on right now. And then some people who even bought at 55 cents, I know they're holding on right now. So, yeah, 42 is not, you know, everyone wants to get in at the bottom. You know, and everyone has their tough. I think I've shared with you guys, I bought Doge when it was 0.002 was the first time I ever bought Doge in my life. And I put like $25 in, and it ended up buying me 10,000 Doge. It was some stupid number. And after a month, I sold it. I was just like, this is dumb. What a terrible decision I made. It was $25. It was meaningless. I should have just kept it in there. Not only should I just kept it in there, I should have put more in. I should have just said, we'll just see what happens with this. You know, $25, what is that going to get me? But if I just keep it in here, and I didn't, I sold it off. And, you know, not great. So you bought at 50. Yeah, it's a lot of people bought in at that point. And again, in 4 years, 50 cents is going to look like way in the background. You know, you're going to be up in 3-4 years. If you're in $3 or $4 or $5 or $6 range, it's going to be way back there. Are you saying I think you're saying ride it out if we're already invested. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying be prepared if you can handle if if the crypto market goes into a bear market, being drugged down by Bitcoin. If you can handle that, I would say stay in. And what that looks like is what I've already explained. It looks like Bitcoin going to $15,000, and it looks like Dogecoin going to 17 to 20 cents. So if you're like, you know what, I can handle that and I can reinvest smartly as it does that, then I would say stay in. Because after the bear market, the bull market is going to be like an absolute rocket ship. So, but for some people, that's just not what they want to do. You know what I mean? It depends on who you are. Some people, this is just terrifying to them. It's like, I can't, some people would say, I can't do this. Even if it's going to go way up afterwards, I just can't handle it. If you are prepared for the bear market and you can handle it, I would say hold. I mean, it's even myself. Like, I don't want it to do this, and my investments are going to certainly, not look the best as it's doing it myself, but I'm prepared for it. I'm ready for it and expecting it, but I'm also expecting, and this is one of the coolest things we have. The Doge community is absolutely incredible. I mean, you have people in the Doge community, and it might even be in the hundreds of thousands at this point. I'm not even sure how big it is in its entirety, but it's big. They're just not going anywhere. They're just not, and that's good. And so that's going to help to keep things, to keep everyone motivated and stuff. So, if you can handle the bear market, if it happens, then I would stay in. But we're hoping that Bitcoin gets out of this. It's like, I don't know. It's like it either could just drag right down or it can jump out of it. And we want it to jump out. Can I buy at this price? I wouldn't buy at this price. I mean, you could do whatever you want. What is Dogecoin at right now? 33 cents still? Let me just refresh, because again, this is Yahoo Finance, and I think it's live updating, but it's yeah, it looks like Doge is at 33 cents. I mean, personally, I wouldn't buy at this point. If you want to know when I'm going to buy, if Doge hits 29 cents, I'm going to buy. And it ain't going to be that much. I might buy a couple $100 worth. Again, not a financial advisor, but I might buy a couple $100 at 29 cents. Right now, I'm just riding it. I'm just holding and just riding it at this point. But if it goes to 29 cents, the only reason it's going to go there is because Bitcoin is dropping into that bear market. So just be prepared that it might go to 29 and then 27, and then it's going to hit that 17 to 20 cent mark, like I said. But if it hits that 17 to 20 cent mark, that's where it's going to fizzle and stop the drop, if that happens. But I wouldn't 33 cents, I would just let it hold. In the 20 cent range. Yeah, you want to maybe invest in the 20 cent range. 29 cent, invest in. 27, invest in, right? If it goes to 17, then I'm going to double my Doge. Yeah, if it goes to 17 cents, that's an opportunity that, I don't really look at my Doge investment in the sense of it's going down or not. I look at how much Doge I have. More than how much I'm losing or gaining. I base my Doge off of the dollar mark. So, because I know Doge is going to go to $1. So I just look at how much Doge do I have? Obviously the lower the cost of Dogecoin, the better value I get for my money, which is what we all want. We want the best value for our money. But at the end of the day, I know it's going to go to $1. So I would like to buy more, of course, at lower prices, but we don't ever really know exactly when those lower prices are coming. So if it goes to 17 cents, if you have a little bit, but of course, always when you invest, never put in more. Like if you lost it all, this is the way I put it. If you lost it all tomorrow, it doesn't change your life. Yes, it's terrible. It makes you sick to your stomach. You don't like it, but your life remains the same. Okay. And that's what I do. Could I put in, tomorrow, could I drop $10,000 into Doge? I could do it. I'm not going to do it because I got a family to feed. You know what I mean? I got a mortgage to pay. And it would be a foolish move. But if I have a, $100, $200, set aside that, whether it's in the bank account or I put it in at 29 cents, you need to make smart decisions. Okay. Be prepared for what could happen and just make those smart decisions. How about buying Bitcoin? I wouldn't buy Bitcoin right now. I definitely wouldn't buy Bitcoin. I'm hoping that Doge and Ethereum hook up, which looks like it might happen. I'm pretty confident that the two of those companies are conversing. Not I say companies, but the founders from Doge and Ethereum are conversing right now, and Elon being a part of that. So I would invest. If you're gonna invest in something else, I would invest in Ethereum if I were you. I know some people like Polygon. I see some people that like that one, which was formerly Matic. So there's different ones that people like investing in. Yeah, I like Doge. Tasha, you're talking about Doge there. I like Doge because it's fun. You know what I mean? Imagine if I was covering like a stock like Caterpillar. Caterpillar's not fun. It just isn't. Home Depot is not fun. I don't even like Bitcoin. Bitcoin's not even fun to me. It's too serious to me. Doge is fun. The community behind Doge is fun. It's lighthearted, but it's practical. It's real. You have a guy like Elon Musk behind it, which I love. Some people hate him, some people love him, but whatever. At least, I enjoy being a part of, what it looks like, it's a part of the future of where we're going. So, let's see, anything else? 17 cents. Yeah. Yeah. It looks like you invested 2,000 in Doge, still up 200. Wow. Wow. And you're still going. All right. Incredible. Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you guys. So, going back to the Bitcoin chart, you can see where it's at right now. It looks like it's trying not to fall past this point, but that's what you need to keep your eyes on. Keep your eyes on Bitcoin. If it continues to tumble, then it's falling into that bearish market. And then just be ready for it. You know what I mean? We're going to hope for the best. Tomorrow's video is going to be coming out. I'm going to be coming out with a video tomorrow. I'm going to analyze what's going on and what's been going on. And we're going to hope that we jump out of this. That's what we're going to hope, that we jump right out. Bitcoin jumps out of this and then we move forward, because we don't want to do that because it's tough. But if it does do that, we're prepared for it. We're ready for it. The worst thing that you can do to yourself is not be prepared for this. And then to freak out because you don't know what's going on and why it's going on. And then ultimately miss out in the long term. And you don't want to miss out in the long term. So we'll keep our eyes on Bitcoin and we'll see if it can jump out of this mark right now and what happens with it. And then I think Doge, by the way, as things begin to fall, I think Doge is going to fight a lot harder to stay up than Bitcoin will. I think the Doge community is gonna fight quite hard. All right, so I think I kind of answered everyone's questions that I saw here. This was pretty successful live stream. I'm pretty happy the way this went for the first one. And if anything interesting happens in the future and there's some big movement going on, or I have something that I've seen that I want to share with you all, I'm gonna live stream it so that we can do it as it's going on. And that you feel like you're supported, because I'm in this with you guys, and I'm experiencing the toughness as you're experiencing the toughness, and you kind of support each other in this. So, yeah. So we'll stick in this together, and I hope this has been helpful for you guys, and I'm excited to see where we go in the future. So we'll keep watching this tonight. They give me Dogecoin and Bitcoin stocks, it would make them soar. Hey, you can tell I'm a great teacher. I appreciate it. I do enjoy teaching. That it's I've been blessed to be a teacher, in all honesty. It's something I enjoy doing every single day. So, and I do talk to my students not about Dogecoin and Bitcoin, but I talk to them about investing in general, because a lot of times students feel like they don't get practical information. And the students that I teach are freshmen in high school. They're 14, 15 years old. And so I tell them, you're so young right now. So often people do not share with 14 and 15-year-olds to invest their money. And I tell them, like, listen, just pick a really good company out there, any really good company, and invest a little bit into it. One day you're going to be decades older. And if you just do it, it's going to pan out in the long run. So it's one of the things we talk about. I see, it seems like I'm saying hi a lot here. I don't know how I'm saying hi a lot. I don't know how that's happening, but all right. Hope this has been informative for you guys. Appreciate you all. I hope you guys have a great rest of the night. Enjoy the rest of the night. As always, right? I'll catch you guys next time. So let me go ahead and figure out how to end this stream, and then I'll go ahead and catch you next time. Later, everybody.